FIFA 17 fans, you are about to see some things that you don't normally see.
Oh, wow! Not expecting that one.
Oh, it's ball.
Yeah.
It's in.
Yes.
Wow.
Taken down off the ball. The tap is there. And Mike starts off with a goal.
Over the past 6 months, we have scoured the globe in search of the best FIFA players in the world, and that search is over.
Yes, welcome to the greatest FIFA tournament of all time.
That's right. Yesterday, our 32 elite qualified players tackled group play. 16 of them moved into the knockout rounds, and today, one of the 8 players remaining will take home the trophy, the prize money, and the bragging rights.
Contending on the PlayStation side, we've got Germany's Timox. Playing for the UK is Shells. The Stranger will represent Germany. And from France, we have Monika.
For Xbox, representing the UK, we have Gorilla. For France, we have Rocky. Germany will be represented by Marlet. And competing for Brazil is Rafifa.
Today is the culmination of months of gameplay from the 6 million FUT players worldwide, an elite group of under 180 players, advanced to the 6th FIFA 17 regional qualifiers. 3 continents, 6 stops.
And of these 8 players, they will qualify for the FIFA Interactive World Cup in London. But first, here today, one of these 8 will become our FIFA 17 Ultimate Team Champion. So Joe and D-Man, let's get things started.
Thank you very much, guys, and what a day to be here in Berlin. As the guys just said, we've taken a long time to get here. We've been all over the world, and we're finally down to 8 of the best over these 2 consoles. Now, what a day of games we had yesterday. The group stages, for me, were absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And, of course, that led us to these epic brackets we had. We saw some serious upsets and some surprises, I think it's safe to say. Monika and Shells in the upper bracket finals are waiting, of course, to see who's going to take that one. But first, we're going to be starting off down in the lower brackets. That will be the Stranger versus Timox. The Stranger coming through the groups absolutely on fire. Timox, of course, getting revenge over Sehan yesterday.
And, of course, these are the Xbox brackets. In the upper bracket final, we have Gorilla versus Rocky. What a juicy encounter that one promises to be coming up later. In the bottom side of the bracket, Marlet, who absolutely amazing here on home soil, has come all the way through, taking some big names with the likes of Dax from PSG, of #TAS as well. He'll be going up against Rafifa, a man who's really flying the flag for his nation.
Yeah, it'll be a hell of a Cinderella story if he can make it all the way through, you know, knocking out some of the real big names. And somewhat emotional yesterday, obviously saying that, you know, his match against TAS, knocking TAS out of the tournament, was probably his best ever match that he's ever played. And today, he said he's feeling really good. So, you know, obviously to take that, let's see where he can go today. Could he come out the lower bracket? Could we see someone really come out of that lower bracket and take it here in the finals?
Well, that's what I think we're all hoping for, a Cinderella story, although there are a lot of big names in his way before he can certainly write that one.
I'm not sure he likes being called Cinderella either.
In the history books, he's definitely probably doesn't like being called Cinderella. But we are going to be moving into our first game. Timox, representing Wolfsburg themselves, got a big Bundesliga encounter today, but this is his big one. He was, of course, defeated in the divisional finals by Sehan from Schalke during Season 1 regional finals in Paris. He qualified with that event, though, for Berlin, and he's up against fellow German, the Stranger, who himself, honestly, has come into this event. We saw him in Madrid qualifying, and he's come absolutely flying here into Berlin.
Yeah, he was smashing people left and right in the groups, and even looking towards the bracket stage. You know, he went 1-0 down in that one game and then came back 4 goals in the second half. Absolute destruction. He's played really well, so I expect to see quite a lot of goals in this game. Timox needs to be aware of the danger that Stranger can bring.
Stranger danger, and he's definitely caused problems for a lot of people on his way through these brackets. Of course, he was knocked down into the lower bracket by Monika, who himself has gone all the way through to that upper bracket final. It was only a 1-0 loss that he got there. And as soon as he dropped down, you know, he destroyed King Ep 4-1. He then beat Lucas, who was, you know, a fellow Brazilian there, one of the only couple of non-Europeans that even remained at that point. And certainly now beating 4-3 in an epic match to set up this encounter with T-Mox. And T-Mox himself, he beat King Ep 2-1, a close encounter in the upper bracket. Then he went on to lose to Manika in that last round. He's worked his way, though, through that lower bracket. Penalties against Sihan, where he got revenge. 10 men penalties. Yeah. He got Boateng sent off there. And now we're going to get into our first game of the day. It's a lower bracket final here. And it's an absolute monster of a game. All German encounter. Stranger versus T-Mox.
Yeah, and Stranger playing in the Bayern Munich strip as well. And Mox in the Wolfsburg, of course. Why not? I mean, he is representing them. So basically a Bundesliga clash here. We'll see if it turns out as it tends to in real life, or whether T-Mox can come out on top. There's the change. Casemiro off for Kante. That was Stranger making the change early on. These are things we expect, of course. It's all about locking in that chemistry early on, selecting your players. Casemiro staying on the field for T-Mox, though.
Yeah, we'll see how long that one will stay once the ball goes out of play. Alaba being played at left back this entire time for T-Mox, and certainly he's enjoyed that Bayern Munich connection. Is Vidal Boateng, who of course did get sent off in his last game against Sihan, where he somehow held on to it and then won on penalties. And this one, you know, first game of the day, these guys do have an area backstage where they're able to warm up. They've warmed up here as well on stage, so you've got to hope that they're ready, because it all comes down to this. The loser of this game will be out of the tournament. The winner, of course, will progress through. Yeah,
I managed to just catch a glimpse of some of the players warming up, actually. Shell's back there, who's in the winner bracket, having an epic penalty shootout with, I think it was King Ep he was playing against, having a little epic penalty. I said, you feel good as I do now, because he just won a dodgy penalty save as Suarez tries a fancy overhead kick flick into the inside post. Not going to beat Neuer like that. And couldn't beat the net either. Acrobatics from Suarez early on. Got to be well warmed up to try that after 13 minutes. Certainly not something that I'd be able to do. Messi there in towards Suarez. It's cut out, though, as he tries the through ball towards Messi. Now Messi on the other team, and if you're not really used to FUT champions, or Ultimate Team in general, of course, you do basically pick your dream team. These players, you know, you guys that are fighting online have been building your team up all season. Oh, that was close and almost got through again. Yeah, you guys that have been building up all season, you've probably been struggling to afford some of these top superstars. But the players in this tournament, you know, top level, they have all the players open to them, which means they can really create that ultimate team. Just the tactic change, no player changes, it seems, by T-Mox there. Just wanted to adjust a little bit, having a quick flick through to see what his opposition are doing, trying to figure out the tactic. Couldn't quite read it in play, so he's just making sure he knows exactly what he's up against. Make sure the Stranger's not changed anything overnight, because obviously these guys played yesterday, would have gone home, they knew their matchups, they would have done a little bit of prep against their opponent, and he's just wondering, has the Stranger changed something overnight? I believe, was it the Stranger we were talking to yesterday, and he said, I'm going to adjust. I can't remember if it was. Shells. It was Shells. Shells, yeah. Shells was saying he was going to adjust something. We'll see whether it works out. Of course, he's going to be playing Manika in the upper bracket finals in about 2 games' time. We're going to be obviously covering off the PlayStation here. Then we're going to be moving over to the Xbox lower brackets. Then we'll be into the upper brackets of both the PlayStation and the Xbox. You can check out the schedule, of course, on FUTChampions.com. And that's an interesting thing that we've not had at the regional finals so far, which have all taken place in one day. Obviously, the break here overnight means that these guys have had a chance to have a look at their opponents in the games. This could be a chance for the Stranger. He tries a little back heel there from Messi, but it's cut out. But my point was, you've had a little bit more time overnight to study your opponent, maybe change tactics. Think about if your opponent's going to change at the start. And obviously get some maybe much needed practice in against a player that has a similar style. Exactly. Obviously there's quite a lot of players being knocked out of this tournament now that they have practiced opponents, if they can talk them into it. It's obviously some people don't want to do it, some people do, but as it is, nobody wants to turn down some top matches. And speaking of top matches, look at the top pass in there. Stranger, 91% pass completion. That is pretty impressive when we're seeing exactly why. Ronaldo breaking down the side, Messi in the middle, Suarez on the far post, cuts it into Messi. Oh, Marcelo cuts it out on the line. Neuer was beaten. And the first real big chance there for the stranger.
Yeah, no, it was basically no man's land there. He wouldn't have played a role if Marcelo wasn't on the line. See, big ball over the top to Alaba. What's he going to do now? He's got Messi making a run, but in fact, he's going to send him here. Big ball over the top. Messi couldn't quite get a foot on it, though, and that will just flick off towards a goal kick. So half an hour gone in our first game of finals day here in Berlin, and it's 0-0, just as we expected. Close games probably across the board today.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. Obviously, the stranger, like we said, come back, lots of goals, 9 goals in the bracket stage so far. Timox, though, has come back 3 times when he's gone behind. So he's also got a chance of really coming back, even if he lets a goal in. So there's real potential for both of these players to get themselves back in it if they go 1-0 down. Nobody obviously wants to go 1-0 down. But if they do, they have the resilience, the mentality to continue. Suarez, though, making a break here. He might go for goal himself. He tried. There's a fresh air shot in the end of Sergio Ramos with his foot blocked.
Yeah, Ramos doing a great job so far here for Stranger. He's been in the thick of the action every time Timox's been pushing forward, and he'll be needed again or not, because Boateng will be the first man to the ball. So Stranger again tries that through ball, and again Timox is in the right position. That one somehow getting past the defense, but there's no one ready and waiting. This one, though, Messi's going to get in. Will that be a foul? It will.
Has to be, yeah.
Referee's going to pull that one back.
So we started to see a couple of free kick flicked in there and headers yesterday. So I wonder if people are going to start getting adventurous. It looks like they will be, and that was going towards one of the stranger players. Didn't see who it was. Messi couldn't get on the end of the rebound. And now Vidal breaking through. Obviously a Munich player in real life, playing for Wolfsburg here. Suarez back to Vidal. Looking to get the pass in the middle. Modric across to Messi. There's a good runner in the middle. It's fell for Modric to Ronaldo. Oh, Sergio Ramos blocked by the stranger in the end.
Once again, Ramos coming up big there for the stranger. Certainly will have the highest rating on his team up until now. And the fact that he's keeping them out at every single opportunity. Almost at the half-time point. Probably one last effort here in these first 45 for Timox. He's going to have to get past Modric here with Messi, and in the end will pass it away. Does find Suarez in the middle. The final pass, though, was intercepted by Alaba, and now a push forward. 3 minutes to be added on. Boateng will collect, and this is going to be going into half-time. 0-0 here between the stranger and Timo.
Yeah, no goals, but so far so good between the two. Spencer is down on the ground to give us all of the action for that first half.
Yes, guys, thank you very much. A tense opening half there between the two guys. Not a lot of highlights to really talk about. What did you make of it, Chu?
It's very even so far. You know, they're not giving each other a lot to go on because this is, of course, one of the last matches in the tournament, so you got to play it carefully.
Yeah, so we're going to show you some of the things we picked out here in the opening half. Ronaldo on the ball here for the stranger. Finds Suarez, who tries a shot. Eventually gets through to the keeper there. Manuel Neuer not able to be beaten. But we saw a little bit of a change come up here, a bit of a formational swap I wanted to ask you about. He went from 3 in the middle, he's playing a 4-3-2-1 there, switching to a more traditional 4-4-2 defensive. Why did he do that, Chu?
Well, I think because Stranger was definitely hitting him on the wing. So when you switch to 4-4-2, you do have some extra cover on the wings. So he switched to that, and then Stranger now countered that by going down the middle. Because 4-4-2, you only have 2 midfielders. You're now vulnerable in the middle. Another player that does that is Eggshells. So I'll be talking about why he does that in attack in the first half later on.
You saw there probably the 2 best chances of the game, one at each end. I'd say it's quite hard to tell between the 2 players right now. There's no clear winner. We could be going the distance, guys. We could be going to penalties. It's definitely got that on the table, don't you think?
I think it might go down to penalties, yes.
All right, guys, we'll keep you updated, obviously. We'll keep looking at the highlights. For now, back to you guys.
Thank you very much, guys. And of course, to celebrate the culmination of the Ultimate Team Championship, special squad building challenges are being released through the 2 days of our final tournament. Of course, we had some yesterday, and we will continue with that today. And those SBCs are time limited, so make sure you get yourselves in there. And they're going to be triggered by various milestones during the tournament, and will be announced here live on broadcast. So make sure you keep yourselves tuned in. Make sure you get in on the action.
Yeah, and obviously looking online, I saw a lot of people getting involved in that. They're quite excited about these challenges getting released throughout the day. So, Joe, where do we see this one going? Timox couple of chances himself, along with the Stranger. Stranger probably the best chance, I would say, of the game, with that little cut in that Marcelo ended up clearing off the line. Do we see goals or do we see extra time upon us?
I mean, always hard to say at this level. We've said it basically throughout this entire tournament. You know, the difference in skill between these players is so minute. There's a big ball in Neuer having to palm away, but the difference between them is so thin that, you know, we've seen a lot of 1-0s already. But at this point, I think at this stage of the tournament, it's anybody's game, right? If you turn up, you play your game, you can win it all.
Well, I was thinking of the Strangers game, obviously, when he came back. He was 1-0 down at halftime, hadn't had a single shot. Came back, scored 4 in the second half. Let's see if he livens up. And that may be down to reading your opponent, learning your opponent. Like Chu just pointed out, obviously with the tactic changes there, it's something that they may well have, okay, we've unlocked it, we've figured it out. We heard Taz talking about it. It's like it took him a while to read Rocky yesterday because Rocky had changed a few things. And that may well just be how it's going to work out here. No early goals, though, which is obviously what's been a big difference in some of these games. Early goals in the second half hasn't come just yet. And I thought commentator's curse maybe will be setting myself up. Neymar wins it back for Timox.
Out with Vidal on this bottom side. He will try and place it into the edge of the box in the middle, but there's no one waiting. And that means the Stranger now has a chance to push forward. Nice ball over the top to be collected by Ronaldo. We're just going to build a couple more players up into play now. Alaba, pressured by Marcelo. And get rid of it again in towards the middle. Space now being created. You can see he's pulled the players away. Suarez going to find Messi. There is Ronaldo.
Too many touches.
Quite get it through there for the last man.
Trying to be Arsenal there, just trying to pass it into the goal there for a moment. It's just too many touches. You saw about 3 shooting chances there, but obviously he's looking for that perfect moment to just pass it past the keeper, and that's what he's looking for there. It didn't quite work out for him this time, but he's going to have another couple of chances. This time it's Timox with Messi to Alaba, looking to work it into the box. Alaba's going to try and cross it in. Goes to Vidal, now down the right side. Neymar tries to heavy pass in. He's actually managed to bustle it back off Alaba here. Nice little skill move there, gets it back. Suarez just inside. He's got Ronaldo inside the box, and in the end, it was an awful cross. It came off the defender's leg for a corner.
Taken short here. Modric got to dance along the line. He's going to get past one. Alaba, though, will knock it out. And this is what we've been seeing, either short or a lot of front post crosses. And there we see Neuer had actually come out a goal there. That could have been a little dangerous for him. But the pressure is still on here for Timox. He's going to cross it in. Ronaldo's there. And Neuer is going to get down, get his safe hands to that one. And again, a corner for Timox. What can he do with this one? Again, it was taken short into Modric, crossed in again. Ramos is there, and again, Neuer's going to deny him.
Is it one of those days where Neuer has a monster? Messi goes for the inside post for Ronaldo. It's kind of fell, but it in the end gets cleared, and now the counter-attack chance. Can't take. Oh, he tried to slide Modric through there. It's coming straight back at him. Suarez back through the middle. It's fell for Vidal. Oh, Ronaldo goes down. Penalty.
Well. I mean,
is Marcelo
it's a red as well.
Is he gone? Yes.
It's a red as well. Terrible news there for Stranger.
Oh, Ronaldo giving him the eyes.
He's not happy there. Ronaldo's not happy about that one, that's for sure. But he's going to step up here with Suarez. Timox to take the lead here from the penalty spot. Can Neuer be a hero? Yes, he can. He holds it.
Rebound goes in. No,
he's missed the rebound.
We didn't get to see it either.
The rebound is missed there as well. And we can speculate all we want, but one man that can definitely tell us more about how it's feeling down there on the pitch level is his teammate, Benedict Salzor, with Jimmy.
Thanks, guys. So, yes, I'm here with Timox's teammate, Salzor. Just missed the penalty, 20 minutes left. What do you think he has to do to win this game?
He shouldn't change anything. He played so good in the second half with the new formation. He can control the game at the moment, and I think he can win it.
Do you think he's rattled at all mentally as he sits here in front of us because he missed that penalty?
No, he's relaxed. He knows such situations, and I think he can win it in over 90 minutes, yeah.
All right, we'll see what happens. Back to you guys at the desk.
Always great to hear that from Salzor. Of course, one of the first ever.
I love the fact that Timox had his headset off there. He's like listening to the interview. He's like, what are you saying about me, Benedict? What are you saying?
Going to get the tips off him for free there. But yeah, of course, Salzor, one of the first players ever signed up to a professional football club in the form of Wolfsburg, a teammate here from T-Mox. And the Stranger there, you know, bad news in terms of he's down to 10 men. He's lost Marcelo, but he saved the penalty, crucially. And funnily enough, we talked already about how T-Mox did a very similar thing in his last game against Sian from Schalke. He went down to 10 men. He was able to hold on 4 penalties, which he then won. The question now is, will the Stranger be able to do the same?
Yeah, can he pile on the pressure, try and make it count? We didn't get to see, actually, I wasn't looking down the bottom there to see whether Stranger made some changes. Suarez has bustled his way through. It's going to have to be a cross shot, gets a rebound, he's poked it in! Oh, and T-Mox takes the lead.
And that's exactly my question answered. He comes right back after that penalty miss. Suarez wasn't able to get in on the rebound, but this time the rebound was there for him. Neuer being a bit of a hero for the Stranger so far. Kept the first one out, but of course he bobbled away from him.
Fortunately, it came straight back to Suarez. I mean, it could have, sometimes you see them parried off to the side, and if obviously you could see in the play there was no one off to the left, so if it had parried it off to the left, but it came off it looked like it came off the shins actually, straight back to him. So, a little fortunate for Team Oxen. Stranger's going to be a little upset. Remember, this is straight knockout now. We're in the lower bracket. Lose this game and you're out of the tournament. Of course, they've already secured themselves a top 4 finish. The question is, can they go any further? Stranger with an overhead through ball to Suarez. Ramos will tee it back to Neuer.
And it looks like we're going to be seeing some more changes here. T-Mox.
Is he going to go defensive now? He's got the 1-0 lead.
Well, this is always, again, that choice of what you do. It looks like he's going to keep the same formation and maybe just change a couple of players around, get some fresh legs in there.
The Stranger's gone quite attacking. He's got 3 at the back. Looks like he's thrown Marcelo forward. Marcelo's in left midfield. And
got a red card.
Vidal, yeah, Marcelo obviously is not on the pitch, of course. I'm just wondering where he's putting Vidal. He's moved Vidal into the left wing at the moment. He's kind of toying with the idea. No, he's brought him back. He's brought him back to the midfield and swung him over. Okay, so he's thrown Alaba forward. What he's done is put Alaba forward. I mean, he's perfect crosser of the ball. Great dribbler as well. So throwing Alaba forward with Ronaldo. So who's he got in there? David Luiz, he looks like he must have brought on, because he had Boateng, Ramos. Yeah, he brought David Luiz on for the one of the attackers. Looks like he took Neymar off. Trying to get a glimpse of and try and remember what exactly is there. We're seeing obviously the adjustments he's doing here. So he's literally throwing everything forward. And why not? He's got, what, 13 minutes left of the game of his tournament life right now.
Putting, you know, pressure, aggression, all his tempo up there as well.
Yeah, you have to translate for us, Joe. It's all in German, so.
Exactly. I mean, everything in the same place, but
yeah,
the names are a bit of a tongue twister, some of those, certainly. I'm going to check out the ratings here. Suarez top rated there for Team Ox, of course, netting him that first goal as well after the penalty was missed. So 78 minutes on the clock. Stranger 1-0 down to 10 men. Is the ball here going to be thrown over the top in towards Neymar?
Oh, it's cut it back, surely.
He's going to pull this one back, and he jumped over it. Suarez to just nip in there at the back post. And that is 2-0, and you can see the relief, really, on Team Ox's face. For the Stranger, it all went horribly wrong. As Marcelo gave away the penalty, got himself sent off. Had that glimmer of hope as he saved it, but it's all gone quickly downhill from there.
Yeah, that's what Spencer would call the misery compiler. I think a quick-fire double in the 74th and 80th, and now the Stranger is going to have to go for it. We've seen comebacks, though, but 10 men down. That's through to Ronaldo. Maybe go for the shot there. It's fell for Suarez. Tried to take it early. Looked like he was offside, yeah. So, 82 minutes. Throw everything forward, do what you can, but the problem is you've got to get the ball, and I feel Team Ox is going to play this one out. You can see, going to switch the flanks, keep the ball in your possession, and play this game out exactly as he should. Ronaldo. Got Suarez making a move forward. Maybe a long through ball, not really required. Think back to Sean Allen in New York. That long through ball he tried is really what cost him. Marcelo just about trapping the ball and keeping it on the pitch as Neymar lays it back. That's a great through ball to Ronaldo. Looking in the middle. 3, surely. No, Suarez stutters. It's gone to Mane. Oh, Neuer saves. probably about 4 different chances, 4 players available for him there, and he just couldn't find the net.
Yeah, collection of them really queued up, ready and waiting. But you see here, Modric just keeping hold of the ball. There's 88 minutes on the clock. There'll be certainly 3, probably 4 minutes even added on because of that penalty. But you can see Mane using his pace, and he will just head straight into space. Keep a hold of the ball. 2-0 up. No need to take any risks. It's 3 minutes to be added on here. But Timox, he's going to try and keep a hold of it, not even give the stranger a sniff of a chance here in the end. He may even get another one. He will.
There it is.
And Suarez straight on through. It's 3-0. This is it. Timox is going through.
And that's a Suarez hat-trick, I believe, for Timox. Made it look easy in the end, but of course it was all down to that red card from Marcelo. Penalty was missed, but he certainly compounded on that and made it count, which obviously when you think to his match against Sian, he went down to 10 men. He managed to lock out that defense. The stranger, unfortunately for him, unable to do that. And he's going to be going out without a consolation either. He's been looking, trying to get one of those goals, but it's not going to be. It's 3-0 here for Timox. He will progress through to the lower bracket finals, and the stranger will lead the tournament.
I feel a great performance overall anyway in the tournament from the stranger. He'll be disappointed with that one, but that's basically how the cookie crumbles, if I can get my words out sometimes.
The crookie crumble.
The crookie crumbles for him. Yeah, the red card, that obviously changed the entire game.
Yeah.
You were 0-0 up until that. You could also argue that he might have scored without that foul anyway, so might have been one of those last ditch. Either you risk the penalty and the red card, otherwise it's going in anyway. So, you know, brave effort from the stranger, great performance over the weekend, and obviously from the regional qualifiers where he came out strong to qualify here for Berlin. However, he is now out, but it's Timox that goes through into the next round. That is top 3 on the PlayStation now guaranteed for him.
Yeah, solid finishing in the end, of course. We want to hear exactly how it all worked out in the second half. Let's go down to Spencer and Chu.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, we're going to relive the main moments from that game, of course. So second half was a lot different to the first half, which was more of a chess match. Couldn't really tell between the two guys. Then, of course, there was that big moment in the second half, being the penalty, giving away. It wasn't scored, but the red card that came with it is probably what changed the game. So let's take a look at the main parts of this game. Obviously, we saw in the first half, that was a big chance for Messi there. And Neuer actually was doing quite well for both goalkeepers, to be fair. He was popping up for both teams.
Oh, Sergio Ramos, what a beast.
Sergio Ramos just doing what Sergio Ramos does. Now, talk to me what happened here, Chu. Going forward, he gets a little bit of luck here, does he, or not? Is that a penalty in your eyes?
I mean, there was definitely contact there. I'm not sure what Marcelo was trying to do, and we see Neuer is doing extremely well. That looks like the real-life Neuer to me. Double save on that penalty.
You always wonder if the red card is necessary when you're getting the penalty against you anyway, but even though Timox missed it, he went and scored a goal just minutes later, and from that point on, he looked in control. Stranger had to commit. He had to go more attacking, change his formation, even though he had one man less. And it did open up gaps in the end, which Timox exploited well, particularly with Luis Suarez.
Exactly, and actually one change that I want to point out before the red card was that Timox brought on Neymar.
Yeah.
And he did get the red card later against Stranger, but Neymar adding that attacking option definitely exploited the red card after the red card happened. So great change from Timox ahead of that red card, actually.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. And that was a battle of the Germans, obviously. Means the stranger has now left the competition, but he has booked his place in London. Timox goes through to the lower bracket final and a chance to get back into that upper bracket. So we'll keep reviewing all the highlights for you guys. For now, back to Joe and D-Man.
Thanks a lot, guys, and well, fantastic performance. Timox obviously moving on through, but now we are going to be switching over on to the Xbox, where we have one of the, in fact, the only remaining non-European player right now, of course, is Rafifa, who will be taking on Marlet, who for me has been the shining star, really, the Cinderella story in the making, if you like, of the tournament here in Berlin.
Yeah, he's taking names so far. Obviously knocked out Dax, obviously Rafifa's teammate, who came through the same group together, and then knocked out Tass. Got a revenge match against him. Obviously Marlet finishing 3rd in Paris. Here is Marlet's lineup that we're going to see. Of course, we're on the Xbox, so the legends are there. A fairly standard lineup, I think it's safe to say. that we've been seeing throughout. Of course, the good old Pogba in the middle alongside Vieira and Hullet. Rio Ferdinand, obviously a lot of people rotate between which exactly legend they're going to use, but obviously we see Laurent Blanc a number of times as well, and De Gea in there. Speaking of Laurent Blanc, there he is in Rafifa's team. Rafifa making a couple of differences though. Obviously Kante not being prevalent instead of Pogba. It's kind of like the choice that a lot of people have really having to make at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know,
different tactic as well, but we may see some changes as well. We can see there's a couple of cards on the bench.
Absolutely. For me, you know, Kante, we've heard from Chu, and a lot of people will favour Kante almost every single time over Pogba, but that's a play style thing, you know. These players are playing whilst they've got everything open to them. They've basically got unlocked accounts with everyone available. They'll still go for what they used to play and what they've played so many games of, and we're talking hundreds, thousands of games even with some of these players.
For Rafifa, obviously we saw Luka Modric on the bench there. It was a change, and it has been a change that he's made in the past. Obviously keeping that Modric on the bench. It was the group stage game, I think second group stage game, where he did obviously the perfect pass. Me and Jimmy were almost applauding it because it was better than the goal itself. It was just a perfect through ball. And he said himself in the interview afterwards, that's why I brought Modric in. He's got that capabilities to slot it through that Kante can't possibly do.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously there's a lot of pace there with Kante as well. And that's, again, as I said, we've seen it specifically in the regionals, a lot of players playing, honestly, not the best options in certain positions, but it's where they're comfortable. Either way, we are going to get into it. It's Marlet versus Rafifa. This is our lower bracket round 3 game on the Xbox. 2 prevalent players. Rafifa, of course, was the champion in Miami, and this might be an early one. Sergio Ramos coming in. De Gea collects it. Bit of a scary moment for him very early there.
Yeah, well, so Marlet playing in the black, obviously, and Rafifa in the white, but Marlet, I've just been told, switched at the start of that and played 5 at the back. So switching the tactic. Okay, this is an interesting one because obviously Rafifa, very attacking player. We'll see how it works out for him. Obviously that defender just clearing it there for him. So I guess looks like he's put Vieira back into the central defence.
Yeah, he will drop back into that one. Obviously makes him stronger at the back, but probably leaves him with less options when he's going forward. But maybe that's what he feels. That's maybe the work he's done overnight here, studying how Rafifa plays. And we know from the qualifiers, from what we've seen so far, from what Rafifa's told us even, he's very open about the fact that he plays his style. He likes attacking football. He likes to shoot from range. He's not scared to have that shot.
It's that Samba style as well, with a bit of class as he goes through. Hullet picking the ball up though. And while he has got 5 at the back, we shouldn't obviously discredit the fact that he does have Messi, Suarez and Ronaldo up front. So totally possible to break away and get those counter-attacking goals. But that's a great through ball for Vieira.
Offside.
Offside. I was about to say, it's got to be offside. Like, no way Vieira just broke an offside trap that fast.
His first 2 steps are really quick.
Yeah.
But that's about it. But yeah, I mean, 5 at the back, obviously, you can't let holes like that appear in it. They shouldn't appear like that if you've got a back 5. That is obviously what Rafifa is going to have to break down at this stage if he is to get through and have a clear scoring chance. Got to keep the pressing high on him, though. As I said before, if you let him anywhere near the edge of the box, he's not scared to let one fly. Here is the ball going to go through. Messi got some space. He has a shot there, and will get the corner from him.
And this is what we're talking about. He's not afraid to take these shots on. A lot of people would have stopped there, trapped the ball, and tried to dribble it backwards and look for the perfect chance. As Ronaldo pirouettes and lets one fly into the crowd. Yeah,
completely off balance. Obviously, he had to turn 180 to even have his sight on goal. A little bit off chance nonetheless for Rafifa. And let's see what Marlet can do with possession and going forward. Right now he's not been able to successfully get out of his own half. He's got space on that top side, which he'll now finally use with Marcelo. Himself, of course, got plenty of pace in there as well. And there is Kante. We were talking about the choice of a lot of these players, Kante or Pogba. Ronaldo going to have a bit of a run. He can hull it through here. He's taken the touch. Oh, but Walker, last-ditch slide coming in from the side. Hullet holds his face. He knew that was a big chance for him. But now the corner is on. Taken short into Laurent Blanc. So centre-backs getting deep into the action. That one coming through. Messi, I think, has committed a bit of a foul there, but the referee waves play on.
Well, he's let it go. Now it's Rafifa on the attack again in the white. Ronaldo trying to slip Messi through. I think he'd have been offside, actually. Ronaldo back to Hullet. No, Ramos, no nonsense tackling there.
He's even got the throw.
Yeah, straight off the shins. That's what we like to see. Suarez, Rio Ferdinand bustling him off. It's a real defensive game, this one. Pogba back through to Hullet. It's a mislaid pass. There's a couple of mistakes being made by Marlet here. Wasn't what we saw yesterday. He was, like you said, playing his best FIFA yesterday. Is it one of those things where on your day you are the best? Is he going to be able to perform here against Rafifa, the only non-European remaining in the tournament? Pogba not going to get that one forward for Ronaldo, and Blanc will clear it to Ramos, and it's Rafifa back on the attack.
Ball going to go over the top, but I think it's got too much weight on it. Ramos will nicely collect there off the bounce. Marlet can now go again. Messi, Suarez, Ronaldo linking up. Hullet now just going to hold here in the middle. Trying to get a few more forward. Because that's the disadvantage, if you like, of playing with those five at the back. If you keep them very defensive, they're not going to be present for any kind of push forward. Maybe that's the strategy here for Marlet. Get on that lucky break, get himself one, and then sit back on it.
Well, there was a bit of an error by Rafifa. He was hoofing that one out with his keeper. Oh, and Suarez has won this ball back off Ramos. Manages to turn him as well. He's got Hullet in the middle. He's trying to push it through a little too early. A little antsy on the pass there, trying to go a little too soon. Switch of play, though, as he tries to stretch things out. Vieira, oh, that's a mislaid pass in a dangerous position. Hullet, though, in the end, it's another poor pass. Some sloppy passing so far. Percentage is going to be much lower. Hullet keeps control, though, now for Marlet. As Marcelo plays it to Pogba through the middle. Suarez, again, another defensive job being done, and another mislaid pass, Joe.
Yeah, so Pogba there charging back. And we get back in towards some defensive duty. Vieira here shouldn't have too many problems. In fact, Suarez will come in for the tackle, and it is a goal kick. Looks like we may see some changes at the start of this one. It is Marlet that's actually making those changes.
Yeah, I'm just having a look. Let's see, he did just shuffle. Looks like he went to... He's keeping five at the back. I think he was pondering moving maybe to a 4-2-3-1 there, but he did stay in the end. He's shifted the wingers. That's what he's done. I've just been told. I've got Dave from Wolfsburg in my ear, and he's told me he's got one striker and two wingers now. So he's made a little adjustment. So he's basically pushed out, I'm guessing, Suarez and Messi. Actually, maybe he swapped Suarez in the middle. Yes, there we go. So he's put Ronaldo a little further out wide along with Messi. So needs a bit of an outlet, because he was kind of been trapped in his own half for a period of time there.
And so I'm taking a bit of speed out of his instructions there as well. See how that changes things up for him. Bullet now going to send Ronaldo for a bit of free space on his top side. Advantage given by the ref. In the end, we'll pull it back. So a free kick in what is a dangerous position. Probably not to shoot, but let's see if he brings a second man to take this one short. Whether he'll just try and dink it over the wall and find someone here at the front post. Will loft it into the middle. Nobody there, though, for that one. 3 minutes going to be added on. Let's see if Marlet has one more chance here as he comes forward. Suarez, man goes down there for Rafifa. Referee not blowing for half-time yet. There it is, though. Going to go back. We are all square still here at the half.
So, solid defensive work from Marlet. It seems Rafifa on the attack. Let's get down to Spencer and Chu to break that one down.
And I have to say, it's another really tight encounter, isn't it, this first half? No one really wants to overcommit. The most interesting thing from this game, though, has to be the back five of Marlet and how it's comparing to that 4-2-3-1 formation of Rafifa. Let's take a look at the highlights. There wasn't a whole load of them, but generally, Rafifa in the white was dominating the possession, attacking, getting it through with Messi here. I mean, that interception by Sergio Ramos was absolutely key. It would have been a definite goal if it had made it to the back stick. Ruud Gullit here lays it off to Vieira, who finds Lionel Messi, who hits one, and it's a near post save from De Gea. You'd be disappointed if that one got past the keeper. Ronaldo here finding Ruud Gullit. Big chance, but a big tackle from Kyle Walker. And essentially, that was how that first half went. Marlott was always able to find an answer to Rafifa's attacking. And I think it reminded me a little bit of that Marlott-Tas game. No one seems to want to play Marlott at his own game. There's a belief with the pros that if you play the exact same formation as your opponent, the better man will win. So why aren't we seeing more people go over 5 at the back against Marlott, match him at his own game and see what happens? I think there's a little bit of people don't want to have to play 5 at the back. They feel not embarrassed, but they don't want to have to like admit they're playing a defensive game. But maybe that is how you beat Marlott, because the way this game's going right now, I can't see him conceding a goal, and he might nick one going forward. I could be wrong. We'll find out what happens in the second half. For now, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Spencer. And that is indeed the question. And do you play a man at his own game, and no, especially if that game is not something that you're used to, if it's something that you're basically discovering as you go. At this level of the tournament, for me, you're better off sticking to your own game. You're better off sticking to your own plan that you've, of course, thought about before you came into this one. Of course, you have to make on-the-fly adjustments, but you need to stick to where you're strongest.
But you think of the times we've seen 5 at the back, thinking the Bullock, Paris got very far with it, honestly. Proud to use his 5 at the back. And I'm trying to think of the man in Sydney, the man that was doing the perfect dancing. I can't think what his name was now, though. But he was using 5 at the back as well. And actually, he had a very good discussion about it, saying a lot of people try to either match it, which doesn't very much work because, as you just said, they may not be used to that tactic and they just can't used to it, or they try and go more aggressive against it, in which case they get caught on the counter. It's a very interesting situation. Obviously, it's one of those things that, personally for me, if people know they're going to come up against 5 at the back eventually in tournaments somewhere at some Y, they just have to play it themselves and learn exactly what the strengths and weaknesses. You know, obviously, it's all well and good having it in theory, but unless you play it yourself, you can figure out exactly what's wrong with it. As Gullit lets fly for Rafifa. And this may well be what Rafifa has to do to break down this 5 at the back, not go for that perfect, sweaty goal of the set-up, cut-back, tap it past the keeper. You might not be able to do that against 5 at the back. You may have to go for those outside the edge of the box shots.
Yeah, and that's, you know, when we first saw that was exactly my point. You have to make sure that you're closing Rafifa down here because he will take those shots. Ball going to come in. But Messi had already gone too far towards that back post, and now a chance for Marlott possibly to break. That one is quite quickly closed down, though. Marlott collects again. Not a lot of space for him here in the middle. Not a lot of options, of course, with that back 5, and that is possibly a mistake. Walker going to be dispossessed there by Messi. Gullit, can he find a man in the middle? It's Ronaldo who will slide it through to Suarez, but Vieira got there. Vieira will collect.
Yeah, that last little touch was perfect there from Vieira. Just managed to sneak it in, and of course Vieira is that 5th man at the back for Marlott, so working out very well for him so far. The question is, will we see a goal in regulation time? Will it go the distance? We got 30 minutes of regular time, of course, then we're going to have the extra time to follow before we reach penalties. Long way to go in this matchup. Of course, it was the lower bracket of the Xbox, lower bracket round 3. This is for a place in the top 3 of the tournament. And of course, you start to get into the real big money situations now as well for these guys. Obviously, everybody's received prize money that's came here, but now we're starting to get to the hefty, hefty prize. Of course, $160,000 for the winner of this. 80,000 for second. That's where they want to be. They want to be in that big final. For now, they have to reach the divisional final, and to do that, one of these guys have to win.
So far, Marlott here trying to build himself a chance with Ronaldo on this bottom side. He's got 2 men to beat, though. Well, in the end, give it away to Marcelo, who himself loses the ball. Is this a chance then for Rafifa to break? He's got Messi here trying to thread it through, but an option wasn't realistic. Marcelo gets there first.
The right choice. Rio had stepped out. You saw Ferdinand come forward, so suddenly it was down to 4 at the back, but Marcelo cut across really well, and that's a great through ball for Suarez, who's in the box. He needs somebody to arrive, and this is the problem. He's looking for options, and they're just too late coming. Gullit, in the end, was the first man in the box from the midfield. Where are his attackers? Suarez gets it back, but in the end, it's Ramos and Marcelo that will clear. So big counter chance there for Marlott, but again, the tactic actually working against him this time because he hasn't got those guys forward.
Desperate clearance there in the end from Marcelo, which of course means that possession here stays with Marlott. Walker on this top side, options limited. Vieira got in the way of that one. It will think fall
Spinner.
kindly for FIFA there. He now can build something of his own. Ronaldo on this bottom side, got to get past Marcelo. Never an easy task. But in the end, the pass afterwards wasn't good. Rafifa getting it back, and again, just giving away. You can almost feel the pressure that these guys have on them.
Yeah, definitely. Just 15 to go now in regulation time. Ronaldo has got Marcelo trying to overlap. It's just lost out on the ball. So that's Marcelo out of position here. If he can get the ball forward, he's got it down to 4. That's a great through ball for Suarez. On De Gea makes the save in the end. And you can see from Rafifa, he knows what he's got to do. He knows he's got to take these chances, knows he's got to go for these shots, can't hang around. But he's just not been able to find that top corner just yet. Ronaldo now for Marlon on the counter. He gets a good shrug off there. He can lay it back. He gets it into Hullet. It's there. Marlon has broken the deadlock with 5 at the back. And it's the big man with the dreadlocks that scores.
And for me, again, Marlon showing, you know, a half celebration and then realizing, wait on it, I'm not celebrating too much just yet. This is only half a job done for him. He's taken the lead, but we can see now Rafifa changing things up. It's all or nothing for him now.
Is it going to be Modric that's going to come on? Is he going to bring Modric on? It worked for him. Maybe it's like a superstitious thing in there, I don't know, or maybe it will just bring that option on. Pele maybe coming on for Vieira, perhaps, at the front there. You can see, I don't think Vieira's going to be staying there. There we go, Ronaldo's just adjusted round. So he's got a, you know, this is something we don't ordinarily see, by the way. Rafifa using a stacked bench of players. Often we'll see people using the 45s and stuff like that. You know, the whole superstition of the pro player. Various reasons, obviously, can be found on YouTube and social media. I'm sure you'll all aware of it in Foot Champions, but Rafifa using an absolute full bench. But he finds himself 1-0 down.
Yeah, a lot of options for him there. In the end, I think it was Pele that he brought on. Of course, Hullet here, breaking the deadlock. Marlon taking the lead. Crucial stage of this one. There is the change coming in. You see there, bottom left-hand side, that Rafifa switching to ultra-attacking here. Marshall on for Hullet, Kante on for Messi, and Hazard on for Messi on the other side, Pele on for Vieira as well. So a few changes across the board. Let's see how this one goes. Rafifa with a corner. He's going to take it short here, in towards Kante. Back off to Hullet, place it to Ronaldo. Oh, it's an air shot. Defender doing the same though. It ran on through to De Gea, who just sat there and hoped for the best, I think. Didn't get through to him, and that was a big, big chance here for Rafifa to level up.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a little nudge in the back. I don't know. The referee, a bit lenient with that one. And of course, it was Kante that made the push, but Marlon breathes a sigh of relief as a fresh air shot comes out of Ronaldo. Hazard now to Kante. Looking for the through ball. Hazard gets it back. There's a good runner from Suarez. He might just get his toe on it, but De Gea comes off his line. And Marlon, well, just 2 minutes to go. Could he take another major scalp here? Another regional champion?
Insane run for Marlon in this tournament so far. He just needs to hold on to it once again. We're going to see 2 minutes only added on. That's not a lot of time at all. Especially when you've not got the ball. It's going to be a big ball back towards De Gea. And no doubt, yeah, he's just going to hoof it straight out. And even Ronaldo getting there first. And there it is. Marlon is going to take another big scalp, another regional champion, and moves through. He's now top 3 in the Xbox. But the way he's playing, this man could go all the way today.
Well, any big clubs out there looking for a player, look no further than this man in Germany. Absolutely fantastic stuff. He's taken down Dax from Paris Saint-Germain. He's taken down TAS, hashtag champion of Paris. He's taken down Rafifa, Paris Saint-Germain, champion of Miami. Absolute brilliant stuff.
I mean, there's really not a lot more to be said there. The Marlon, you know, he's coming to this one, for me, I think, feeling less pressure than a lot of these players, a lot of those that are wearing the, you know, jerseys of these big teams. And the fact is, he's a fantastic player. He's kept it calm. We saw in his interviews yesterday, is an emotional player.
Yeah.
When he wins, he knows exactly why he's won. He knows exactly what his plan is. He came with a very,
I love the game plan.
a very
used,
defined plan in this game, going with 5 at the back, which is something he's
It may not
done
be
the whole
popular,
time.
but it works. That's the fact. It works, and it has been proven once again. Let's get down to Spencer and Chu to talk about that game plan.
Yes, indeed. It seems that Marlet is getting a reputation for being the killer of the regional champs. 2 in a row, he has taken out of the tournament. Unbelievable stuff. And I hate to say I told you so, guys, but what did I say at half-time? I said, even though it's against the runner play, I can see him getting a goal and nicking it if Rafifa doesn't try and match him. Rafifa didn't match him with that 5 at the back, and look what happened. Rafifa did have a big chance before that goal in, and then we're going to review some of these chances now. So first half, there wasn't a load of them, but Rafifa was dominating, wasn't he, Chu?
Exactly, but the thing is, when you play against 5 at the back, you're going to be frustrated a lot. A lot of defenders are coming at you very fast, and you got to take your chances. And Rafifa just did not.
This was the big chance he had here. Rafifa going through Suarez. Probably could have played another pass to Messi. Maybe shouldn't have finessed it, but he didn't get past De Gea. And what did Marlet go and do? Within seconds of that shot, we're going to play it all the way through. Have a look. Hullet gets the ball here, plays it out on the left towards Cristiano Ronaldo. He's only going up against that 4-man defense of Rafifa.
There.
Fantastic strength. Hullet gets the finish.
That's just how the game goes sometimes. You know, you're close to a goal, and then the opponent goes to the other side. And, you know, he just takes his chance. That's the thing with Marlet, is that he takes his chances. 5 at the back, you're not going to get a lot of them, but you got to take those chances, and Marlet's doing it, so.
The interesting thing is, guys, I am under the impression that Gorilla, who was the person that actually beat Marlet and knocked him into the lower bracket, did match him with the 5 at the back. So, if we see Marlet get back into the upper bracket, maybe even play in the divisional final, is his opponent going to match him and play that 5 at the back? Because maybe it's the only way to beat him.
It's a tough call, because usually you just want to play your own style and then hope that, you know, I mean, you're confident in your own style and you're just going to use that through each match. If you want to switch to 5 at the back, maybe you're not used to that. So switching, you know, in such a big tournament like this, switching to that at the moment might not be the best idea. It might be a gamble, it might be a big risk, but maybe it pays off, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, they had last night to practice, right? Maybe people, if Rafifa, for example, had done his homework and know how Marlet's tournament had gone so far, he could have practiced that 5. Maybe it's a little bit too late to practice that sort of thing, we don't know. You got a social update for us, Chu?
Yes, I do. Of course, you guys can tweet with us at FUT Champions, the hashtag FUT Champions. I asked you guys, which country's going to take home the big prize? You guys said the UK is ahead. You got Shells, Gorilla. A lot of people are Gorilla and Shells fans out there. Germany, of course, Marlet and T-Mox looking amazing so far. But don't forget, tweet at us, at TrueBoy, at Spencer Owen, at EA Sports FIFA, using the hashtag FUT Champions, and you might show up on that board over there.
That's right. We know 15% of you are wrong because Brazil are now out.
That's true. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that 50% of you, what are you like? What are you watching? No, just kidding.
They have to vote. They could vote for someone else now, aren't they? There's 3 other regions they can still win, of course. But we're going to find out more now about FIFA 17 Ultimate Team, everyone's favourite FIFA game mode.
Welcome to FIFA Ultimate Team. Make improvements to your squad. Take your squad to the pitch. Show your skill. Sign your favourite players. Score world-class goals. Build your ultimate team. Who is in your ultimate team?
Okay, guys, there's been a lot of talk of formations there, obviously with Marlet's 5 at the back. But next up, we're going to see the UK player Shells, who's doing something a little bit different with his formation, isn't he, Chu? Do you want to tell us about it?
Exactly. So Shell starts off with a 4-4-2. You've not seen a lot of people use it. You don't see a lot of people use it in FUT Champions at all. I don't recommend it unless you're a very, very good passer of the ball. Why? Because you only have 2 midfielders in there. He's got Pogba and the 88 Nainggolan. Now, these guys are pretty much box-to-box. They can go up, down, very fast, very strong, so they need to cover a lot of ground. And the reason why Shells seems to be going 4-4-2 is the width. He's got Messi on the left side to shoot across the face of goal with his strong foot, 96 Neymar on the right, and of course, those 2 amazing strikers, Team of the Year Suarez and Team of the Year Ronaldo. So you get the extra width, and this is what XShells wants to get in the start of the game. To get a goal, you can also cross it into Ronaldo. You know he's very good at jumping. But XShells says he switches to a 4-2-3-1 if he's in the lead and wants to hold it. So he does not stay in this formation the entire time. Again, if you're very good at passing, try this formation out, but if not, maybe switch to another formation because you're not allowed to make a lot of mistakes in midfield.
So obviously he doesn't start with that lineup, does he? He changes formation up. What, as soon as he gets in the game, he changes it?
Exactly. So again, I should say that this is what he looks like in the game. So he probably starts off with a 4-3-2-1 with 100 chemistry.
Yeah.
Then he switches to this formation 4-4-2 as soon as the game starts.
Interesting. And you're saying that when he plays this, a lot of the opponents are saying he just dominates possession.
Exactly, because I was talking to NYC Chris, who he did beat in the first day, and he says he just never saw the ball after he lost it. Again, it's really important that you get two incredible box-to-box midfielders because these guys can do anything. Pogba, Nainggolan, passing, shooting, pace, physicality. They've got it all. Again, don't make any mistakes because the vulnerability is that you're trading an extra midfielder for an extra striker. So you get a good strike force up top, but you're vulnerable in the middle. So if somebody plays it over the top and your defenders aren't there, you might be conceding a goal.
Very interesting. We're going to see Chris use that formation. It's interesting to see, you know, two non-traditional, if you like, formations so prevalent this late in the biggest tournament of all time. You know, not everyone is going with the traditionally accepted formations. Maybe these guys have discovered something that everyone else has missed. We're going to find out if it works for these guys later on. But for now, over to Jimmy.
Thanks, guys. So before we get to the Shells Monica game, I'm here with a guy who keeps taking regional champion scalps. Marlet, you took out #TAS yesterday and now Rafifa. What's your secret?
So nice to be here once again, hopefully more. First, big shout out to Rafifa. Not sure if he's still here. He dominated me completely in the first half. Afterwards, I switched to 5-2-3 so I can come from the outside. It went better. I had one shot, I scored. It's sometimes, yeah, some people will call it lucky, and I know a lot of people will hate it in the stream, but it's also a style to play, and it's not all about just shooting and doing stupid skills. It's also about possession. That's what I like. So, yes, again, Rafifa played great. Now I'm coming against Gorilla or Rocky. As I said before, I want to play against Gorilla. I want to beat him, and I will beat him today.
All right, well, thank you so much, and good luck the rest of the way. All right, guys, come back and join us right after this break for some more exciting action.
Okay, guys, a new season, a fresh start. Today is about winning. In football, this is the most important thing. When we win, we make the fans happy. They are why we train. They are why we are here. So remember what we need to do. Be strong on the ball. Make intelligent runs. Be ruthless in front of goal. And own every moment. The time has come. You are ready. The fans are ready. Now, go show them why we are the best.
Great strength there from Hazard. What a run from Royce. Martial, hard and low. That is world class from James Rodriguez.
Make them happy. Make them sing your name. When you play for the fans, that is when we win.
Now the hunter becomes the hunted.
A All right, I got the open road today. It's just me. Let's go. I'm gonna get some coins. I'm gonna save all that money. Look at that. Look at that up there. Do some cool jumps. And you know what? This could be you. This could be you saving money. If you switch to Progressive, you can save up to $598. It's a lot of dollars. And you know what? They got cool discounts like paperless, multi-car, and if this truck will scoot out of the way, and if you can pull off a nice smooth park job like that, they've even got discounts for being a safe driver.
The FIFA 17 Ultimate Team Championship Series is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Visit progressive.com today. Welcome back, everyone, to Berlin. It's our final day, and today we are going to go through the knockout rounds, and today we are going to find a champion. We don't know who that is yet. We've seen many shining lights so far, but everything is still up for grabs.
And Joe is going to be a brand new champion. All of the regional finalists are now out of the tournament. We are down to our last 6 players, 3 on the PlayStation, 3 on the Xbox. And we've seen Marlott taking names on the Xbox side. It's a big old win for him.
I love the fact that in his interview he said, I want to play Gorilla, and I'm going to beat him today.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he's got to beat everyone. He's got to beat the best, and he will have an absolute epic story to tell if he goes on to win it. Looking over on the PlayStation side, you can see Monika and Shells. They're going to be playing in just a moment. Timox down in the lower bracket finals, awaiting the winner of that game. Over on the Xbox side, as you see, it is Gorilla up against Rocky. A epic matchup there, and the loser will face Marlott. Of course, the winner will be progressing to the divisional finals.
Insane stuff still to come, and it only gets more intense from here. Obviously, the further they go, the closer they are to that massive prize to becoming the champion here in Berlin. And this is our next one. Monika from Millennium, from France, up against Shells from the UK. Shells and Monika, 2 players who have not lost a single match today. Obviously, today they've not played so far in the tournament is what I meant.
It's interesting to see, obviously, the teams here fairly standard. I'm trying to look around, see. Obviously, we've got a CDM, David Luiz, and it looks like he's probably going to switch it with Kante. You can see, obviously, done it all for chemistry. Very, very standard overall. I would say maybe the right wing, probably the only thing that Monika uses different there. I believe it's Jordi Alba out there, isn't it? We've seen, who is it that's using it, or was using it earlier on in the tournament? It was Dax. That was using Jordi Alba out there. It was really the only thing. Obviously, Courtois in goal as well. That's something we saw lots of in Madrid, but barely anything throughout today. It's been De Gea and Neuer non-stop. And Shells, okay. We did hear from Jimmy earlier on. We'll be switching to a 4-4-2, we believe. Once the game gets underway.
Yeah, with that Roma trio there, Nainggolan obviously, he's been changing then to that 4-4-2 as the game gets underway. Bale then up front. We'll see if that remains in there as well. Obviously, a change of goalkeepers if you want to compare the two at the back there as well. De Gea coming in, and you know, overall across the board, I think we've come to know a lot of these. If you look at that front 3, Suarez, Ronaldo, almost must-haves in that scenario. So here we go then. Monika in the red kit, FC Metz from left to right, and in the blue, it's Shells in the Chelsea kit from right to left.
Yeah, and you could draw a lot of comparisons between Shells and Marlott. Both of them obviously finishing 3rd in just, Ronaldo. Monika having a sighter there. Both Marlott and Shells finishing, going under the radar, finishing 3rd in Paris. And the Paris regionals, of course, very much unknown players in terms of the professional scene as well. Obviously, neither of them are big sponsored by clubs. Maybe that will be changing here after here in Berlin, I feel. But neither of them picked up by big esports teams or professional, traditional football teams, etc. So going under the radar, and obviously Monika, he's been sponsored by Millennium for a long time now. The winner in DreamHack in the winter 2016,
which is where his road started, of course. That was
the
one of those qualifier
Paris
tournaments which led then into Paris, which he obviously qualified for Berlin. And now,
well, qualified in Madrid. He didn't get through in Paris. He ended up getting a second chance, as it were, in Madrid, which is what Season 2, of course, was all about. But yeah, he managed to squeak his way through. Actually got second, I want to say second place. I think it might have been 3rd in Madrid. I'd have to double check my facts on that one. But Shells is breaking through. Rebound chance here. Nainggolan can try and cut it back. Neymar was available, but in the end, Messi doing a defensive job and cutting it out.
Always nice to have if Messi's going to run that distance back
I
to
work
help
rate.
you out in the back. Of course, DeMarcos, as I said, being used here in that right back position. Suarez jostling with his opposite number there for control. Now a bit of space down this bottom side. Doesn't send it down the wing though. We'll try and keep it central. So using a fairly central formation here. Here's Manika. Slow build-up play. This is what Manika's done throughout the qualifiers, throughout the Berlin tournament so far. But this is a chance for Shells. He's going to send it on through. Will Ronaldo be able to put it away? He will. It's Shells that goes one up here. 17 minutes on the clock. Starting as he's really gone on through this tournament, being an absolute monster so far, and finds himself already in the lead.
Let's go, as he says. You hear him chanting it on. Got a bit of support behind him now. Of course, the French contingent very much with Manika. A bit of focus on Manika's face. Not the first time he's gone behind, that's for sure, here in the tournament in Berlin. Got a bit of work to do, but Shells has been going about his job workmanlike in this upper bracket. He demolished the group stages without any problem. That massive 6-3 win over Sehan, the opening group game for him, really kind of set his name in lights effectively, and everybody had to step up and take note. The Paris champion getting destroyed by Shells, who obviously finished third in that same regional qualifier. He's been very steady, very solid, and here's a name that I believe Spencer picked out yesterday as one of his favorites to take it in the PlayStation category.
There's a build-up again, though, for Shells. Nainggolan going to have a shot, and Courtois has to dive off to his right and turns that across the post. It's a corner here, going to be taken short for Shells with Messi. Looking for a gap there to get it through. It's a little sloppy, but he controls the ball nicely, takes the shot there, and looking for that parry across. This time there was no one there though for him to put it in the back of the net, and a bit of a let-off there for Manika.
Yeah, and he's not changing his style, he's not panicking, he's sticking to his short passing style. It's something that he's very much been used to. And that's kind of really what he's got to do right now, is play his own game, while may need to look at what exactly Shells is doing, because Shells has been cutting him apart with these through balls. Ronaldo just about getting his foot to that one, almost managed to stretch it through to Messi, but DeMarcos was there. And very close to some interceptions here as well, and there it is. Nainggolan taking the ball off his foot in the middle of the park.
Yeah, it was DeMarcos that lost the ball moving forward, which obviously leaves a gap then, but he managed to get back and was the man that intercepted it, so well done on that front. Here's Ronaldo, takes the turn, 3 men almost instantly diving on him there. And it will be played back to Courtois. As we saw, their passing percentages, both of these players really liking that short, slow build-up. That's why those percentages are so high. That one, though, won't add to that percentage. Given away to Shells. Nainggolan to Suarez. Where does he go from here? Takes a shot, but it's gone wide and over.
Well, Shells continues to pepper chances at Manika's goal. Manika really hasn't had a great deal of chances yet, just yet. Clearance being challenged already. So can't even get it down his own half at the moment without Shells being all over him. That doesn't bode well for the Frenchman, as the young Brit going under the radar. Not so much under the radar anymore if he reaches the divisional finals unbeaten. As Messi comes through for Manika, looking to lay it back. Can't quite get past his man. He's got 2 on him. He's got to try and sell a dummy here. Does manage to win the header though. Gets it to Marcelo, looking towards something in the box, finds space, gets it to Ronaldo. Ronaldo, oh, he tried the back heel. Through in the end to Suarez, wasn't going to work. And Shells read it well.
Just struggling to find a hole there, and funnily enough, it was Messi, not with his feet, that finally got rid of it. Was with the head. There's possession, 60% so far. Big percentage for Manika. Where is he going to go from here? Slides it through to Suarez, who will find Neymar down the bottom. Again, where's his option? Has to try and go it alone. He's got 3 men almost on top of him. They're completely blocking out his options. Needed to try something a little fancy. Goes away from him. Now Shells can push forward. We're approaching half-time, just 2 minutes added on. As Neymar will walk it out. The referee likely to blow for half-time here any second.
Yeah, so same story for Manika at the moment. All the possession, not a great deal of chances, whereas Shells just gets a sniffer goal and he'll take that shot on. And you can see 5 shots to 1. So despite 60% possession, he just isn't getting chances on goal. Shells, though, the champion maybe. Who knows? That's the trophy they're all fighting for here. Let's see if they can win it.
Yeah, we have another SBC milestone as well for you guys. First round of brackets are all done for today, so make sure you check those out in-game and, of course, on the companion app as well. Get involved, get yourself some SBCs done. Now we're going to head down to Spencer and Chu to break down that first half.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, of course, we see Shells using that 4-4-2 that you walked us through earlier on. Working quite well for him so far?
It really is, and I expected him to get overrun in the midfield because Manika, we all know he's even more of a possession player. A lot of the French players here are known for their possession. He's got 4-2-3-1. I thought he was going to overrun the 4-4-2 of the Shells, but Shells is doing an amazing job so far.
And Shells obviously playing in the blue here. Interesting fact about Shells, guys. At this point in the tournament, he's only conceded 2 goals. That's including the group stage and the bracket play. He's only scored 8, so he's not necessarily a player like a Gorilla. You're going to see score maybe 4 or 5 a game, but he does get the goal with Ronaldo there. That's the only goal that tells the difference between Shells and Manika right now.
Exactly, and you saw the partnership of Suarez and Ronaldo really helping him so far because, you know, he's got the wingers as well, but instead of a 4-3-3 where you have 2 wingers, 1 striker, you got the strike force of Ronaldo and Suarez, and that is deadly.
It seems like the big challenge when playing Shells is just getting a goal, because not many people are doing it in this tournament at all. That's what Manika needs to do in this second half. And before we see that second half, let's find out more about the Frenchman.
Alors je pense que mes adversaires, la plupart me connaissent, ils savent que je joue beaucoup la possession de balle. Ça passe beaucoup sur les côtés, j'aime bien garder le ballon, j'en fais des fois un petit peu trop, mais bon, c'est aussi ma force. Après, les Européens, on se connaît un petit peu, donc on sait tous un peu le style de jeu de chacun. Donc les Européens, ils m'attendent de cette façon-là. Donc je vais quand même essayer de varier un petit peu, de frapper un peu plus, de faire des choses que j'ai pas l'habitude de faire. Et puis contre les Américains ou bien les joueurs du reste du monde, je pense qu'eux ne me connaissent pas, donc ça sera plus facile pour appliquer vraiment mon style de jeu.
Okay, so he's actually identifying what he needs to do in the second half. He's saying he likes to keep possession and he needs to have more shots, which is something he doesn't normally do. In this game right now, he's got the possession and he's not having the shots. So he literally knows what he has to do, but he's not doing it.
Exactly, and I think he definitely needs to switch formations halfway through, maybe 4-1-2-1-2, get some extra people up top, get an extra striker to go along with his lone striker in attack. I think you'll definitely see that probably around the 65th or 70th minute if he's still 1-0 down.
Okay, we'll see if Manika can turn it round against Shells. For now, back to the desk.
Thanks a lot, guys. And yeah, possession certainly been there for him, but taking the shots, he's not really been close enough to take a shot, in all honesty.
Yeah, absolutely. And interesting here, obviously, Chu just talking about the formation changes which you'd expect, but what Chu didn't know is we just saw Shells change formation. He changed to a 4-2-3-1 at half-time. We'll see what sort of differences that makes. We can see Pogba coming on for Kante for Manika as well. Bale for Messi on for Shells there. So a couple of changes, a couple of formation changes. Let's see how much effect it makes, as Manika's got a real big chance at the start there, but it's a shot that comes off Marcelo's calf.
Yeah, taking short here. Modric making the run in. Is he going to swing it in? No, he'll take it short to Ronaldo. He's going to try and cut across, and he'll get another corner. Nainggolan putting that one out. And again, it's taken short for him. Modric again will have to do the legwork. This time into Suarez. Finds Ramos. Yeah. What's he going to do from there? Passes it off to Messi, but Nainggolan will take it away. And a chance to break now for Shells.
Yeah, I feel a little sorry for Maniki. See what he's doing that little drag back, hoping that the AI would move a player into position, and just nobody moved for him. There was no positioning, no nothing. So he was looking, he's like, come on, guys, move, get your butts into position, but it didn't work. And now there's a chance for Shells as Ronaldo tries to come through, but a cheeky little leg stuck out by David Luiz. Picks the ball from beneath him. And now it's Manika to bring it forward. Modric with a little slow drag back. Tries to work it down the left wing. Marcelo in to Ronaldo, now through the middle. Ronaldo making a run. Suarez, it's opened up for him. He could have gone for a shot maybe from range, but didn't fancy it and tried to work it in the box. You know, he talked about he needs to start taking more chances. That was a chance that he could well have taken, and it's straight for Shells.
Oh, he's going to run on through here with Suarez. He's got to shrug the defender off. Marcelo came across there.
One shrug too many, maybe.
Yeah, will get a corner for that one. Actually takes it short to front post there. He's headed away, but certainly a little bit scary for him. Now Suarez, nice little turn. But where are his options? His options are basically to run. Finally, we'll be able to send Ronaldo there down the middle. A little bit of a mess between his attacking midfielders there, and in the end, Shells will collect it once again. Possession, big thing for both of these players, as we've already heard. Neymar dances around on the top side. Bale there, of course, came on at the half. Ronaldo, Neymar and Ronaldo linking up nicely, and it's side-footed from Ronaldo, perfectly slotted in that right-hand side of the net. And that is Shells going 2-0 up, and Manika's time fading fast.
Great finishing, absolutely brilliant stuff, and that may well be Shells going through to the divisional finals. There's still time for Manika, but he needs to start taking chances. 65 minutes already gone in this game. We're seeing a little adjustment. There's the 43-1 I said that Shells had changed to. Let's see, he's going to go a little bit more defensive there, so just going to close things down a touch. I'm looking towards Manika. Manika is currently on a 4-3-1-2, I believe. Just trying to have a look towards it and see what I can't see what he's changed. He's brought the Dybala on. I can see he's brought the Dybala on. Oh, it's 4-1-2-1-2. He's brought the Dybala on. He's going to throw him, guessing up front somewhere. At the moment, he's in midfield, so I'm pretty sure he's going to change that around. Yeah, Neymar's going to come drop back. There it is on the main screen now. And which one's going to change? He's going to keep Dybala in the cam. Or is he going to bring Ronaldo back there, maybe? No, he's going to keep Dybala in cam, looks but. Okay.
More pressing.
Had a great season at Juve.
Aggression.
Let's see if he can do it for Manika.
Absolutely. Absolute monster in real life, and we've seen him banging them in from all over the place, and that's exactly what Manika could do with at this stage of the game. He finds himself 2-0 down, 65 minutes on the clock. That formation change that Spencer mentioned earlier on comes into force for Manika. Mane on for Modric. We've seen Pogba go off. David Luiz come on for Shells. The man here just 20 minutes in-game away from that PlayStation Division final. Now Manika needs some magic here in his game to get back into this one.
Yeah, he needs something to just give himself a mental break, you know, a bit of an edge. This is, of course, the upper bracket, so whoever loses this, they're not done down and out. They are going to have to play a tough matchup down in the lower bracket against Timox, who has been taking names himself with that vengeance over Seahan. Dybala through. Doesn't quite fall kindly for Ronaldo. And Shells breathes a little sigh of relief there as he carefully clears it. None of these long through balls anymore. It is short passing. David Luiz making a pounding run through the middle there, but dispossessed in the end with 15 to go.
Neymar into Pogba. There's a man making a run there. Was Dybala. Back towards Suarez, just trying to pull David Luiz out of position. Manages that for a split second, but just struggling again to find the holes there to get towards the edge of the box from Shells, who will now collect on his top side with Marcelo. Space as well for Ronaldo, playing it around nicely, and of course, as I say, that ends up messing one of those passes up. And now a chance here for Manika to break. There's too much weight on that. It's going to roll straight on through to De Gea. 10 minutes left in game. Manika needs one very, very soon.
Yeah, he definitely needs to get something to break for him here. He's managed to win the ball back from Shells' attack here. Maybe I'd have a good counter chance, but Ronaldo dispossessed by Nangolan straight away. He's been a solid player in the middle of the park for Shells. DeMarcus, though, managed to win it back in Shells' half. Neymar, possible through ball. Dybala ahead of him, goes to Ronaldo. Oh, he tried to slip the 1-2 return. DeMarcus again, though, winning it back in a dangerous position, but his time is ticking now. He's got to get himself a shot away. He can cut it back. Dybala, oh, nearly wriggled off a deflection from David Luiz. Goes for the corner. Dybala short to Mane. Mane into the box, and Sergio Ramos will win it back. Can't get past Nainggolan again.
Yeah, trying to turn him there. Can't get past that wall, and that is a great switch of play. Marcelo got a ton of space there with Bale now. 88 minutes gone. A couple are added on, but not too much in this one. Dybala will find Suarez. Tries to turn his man, goes back inside. Manolas not going to fall for that one. And this is surely Shels' game. This is surely Shels moving through to that divisional final. It is 2 minutes added on. And I think just a bridge too far here in the end for Manika.
Yeah, time is running out, and he just simply doesn't have enough in-game time to kid himself. A single goal back. It's 2-0 for Shels, as the Englishman, a young Englishman, who went through somewhat unseen in Paris, picked himself up 3rd place there. Now he has a minimum of top 2 finish in the division, of course, that is, in the PlayStation division, not overall.
Got to be on a wish list for a lot of people that are watching this. Let's not make any mistake about this. There are a lot of big esports, a lot of big traditional sports clubs watching these guys here, thinking about diving in, and he might be on the top of the shopping list for quite a few of those by now.
History tells, you know, we've only seen twice someone come back from the lower bracket in all 6 stops, you know. And that's technically across 12 different events, because obviously that was, you know, obviously Xbox and PlayStation. We've only seen it twice. Obviously Chris Lito being the first, and Gorilla, I believe, being the second over in Madrid.
Yeah, going to see though what comes of Shels. Can he push it all the way here today? We'll be finding out, but first we're going to head down to Spencer and Chew.
Thanks, guys. Yes, Shels, aka Sean Springett, certainly got a spring in his step today, hasn't he, Chew? He's made himself a spot in that divisional final. Yeah,
you know, Shels, he played amazing in this match. I think he played Manika right into his trap. I thought Manika was going to switch it up to that 4-1-2-2 earlier, and Shels went to 4-2-3-1, and, you know, he just kind of nullified what Manika was trying to do.
It seems like formational choices are really what's making the difference between the players at the moment. That was an early chance there for Shels in the first half. Didn't quite get the rebound he wanted, but Ronaldo went through here in the 17th minute and made it 1-0, and that was when he was using that 4-4-2 formation, of course. And Manika, despite bossing possession, having upwards of 60-70% at times, just wasn't getting chances.
He was not getting chances, and again, I expect him to go with 2 strikers, and he didn't by this time. And Shell switched to the same formation he had, took his 1 chance, and now Manika had to come back with that formation change, but he's 2-0 down at this time, so he just like laid the perfect trap for him.
He left it too late, and that beautifully placed, the right-footed finesse shot by Ronaldo was too much for Manika. Manika's not out, of course. He drops down into the lower bracket where he'll be playing Timox, and that game will decide who then goes back in to play against Shels, although Shels has that advantage in the divisional final, which is that he'd have to lose and then lose twice, essentially, if he was going to get beaten. So he's definitely the one to watch on this PlayStation side, and of course next we're going to find out who's going to be getting their place in the divisional final on the Xbox side in a fantastic game between Gorilla and Rocky, and that's one of the standout games of this entire season. It's amazing.
It's going to be amazing because Rocky style, like Manika, possession, Gorilla, straight to the point, fast passes, trying to get behind your defense. So it's going to be a lot of Rocky on the ball, and as soon as Gorilla gets the ball, he's going to whip it wide, whip it right into the middle, maybe to his cam, and just try to get past Rocky's backline. It's going to be a very interesting chess battle. One to watch. You do not want to miss that match.
It definitely is. Gorilla's one Brit trying to book himself a place in the divisional final, but one Brit who's already done it is Shels, and he's with Jimmy.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I am with the winner, Shels. So you played Manika in the group stages. You guys drew 1-1. And in this one, you faced them again. What did you do different?
Well, in the first game, I started off 4-4-2. I was struggling and then switched to 4-2-3-1. And in the second half, I felt better. So I decided to start from 4-2-3-1 this game, and it worked out.
Yeah, was there anything that you did or any players that you changed, or was it the same players?
I swapped Bale for Messi.
And how much of a difference did that make?
I'm not too sure, but he done the job. He done the job.
Okay, and now you move forward. You win the upper bracket, and now you have to wait. You could play Manika again, or you play Timox. Who would you rather face?
I mean, I don't want to say to give them confidence, but they're both tough players, and anyone can win. So.
All right, well, best of luck, and now you get to watch and wait and see if maybe scout a little bit, yeah? There's nothing wrong with that. All right, guys, back to you at the desk.
Thanks a lot, guys. And, you know, Shell's flying the flag on the PlayStation side for the UK, for England as well, and doing a fantastic job of it as he goes. And, you know, there's not too many steps left for him before he can pick up the cup.
Yeah, indeed. Obviously, we'll see whether Gorilla can try and match him in that pace. Of course, he's got a hell of a task ahead of him. It is Rocky from Vitality, who has been doing brilliantly. He himself, of course, got revenge over Tass and looked very good in that game, but you've got to cast your mind back. He lost his opening group game in fairly heavy style. Gorilla, of course, himself losing one of his games in those groups. So both these guys coming through, neither of them undefeated as they get through to this big upper bracket final. One of them, of course, will be in that divisional final. And I don't think anybody wants to drop down and face Marlon.
No, I don't think so, and especially maybe not Gorilla after what he said earlier on in that interview.
Revenge.
He wants him, and he will beat him, were the words of Marlon. But we're going to check in with Gorilla, who told us a little bit more about his lineup.
What to look out for when I'm playing in the tournament? I don't know. I've changed my style of play somewhat from obviously from the Paris event. I had to learn a lot. And the lineup situation from Madrid changed because obviously we had some practice matches before the event. The player was Neymar instead of Ronaldo. Didn't really go to plan, so then I've reverted back to the original plan. That was Ronaldo, so that's why I didn't see it. But for this event, I'm trying to use exactly the same team as Madrid. You know, why change something that's working? So yeah, it'll be exactly the same style that I compete with in Madrid.
Well, let's see. Is it exactly the same side? It does look like it, that's for sure. Obviously, the exact same thing. Now, obviously, we talked about this throughout the group stages. You know, is this dangerous, sticking with the exact same thing? A, you know what you're doing. You haven't had to change, adjust, because there has only been 2 weeks between, obviously, Madrid and now. Or will his opponents, especially someone like Rocky, who would have been sat watching Madrid, being able to figure out a way to beat him?
Well, that's the age-old discussion, isn't it? Do you just leave it and say, this is how I play best, so that's how it's going to go? Or do you say, no, I'm going to change things up. I'm going to throw a bit of a spanner in the works. This, of course, is the lineup on the other side for Rocky, a man who absolutely loves to play with possession.
Yeah, and Jordi Alba on the left back there as well. He's, I think, the only one that's been using him throughout the entire tournament. We didn't get to see all of the lineups, but definitely the only one I can think of so far. Of course, Pele up front for him as well, with Neymar and Ronaldo on the wing. So fairly standard outside of Jordi Alba, really, in the overall lineup. But Vitality Rocky, as you say, a man that loves to play with possession. The problem is that Gorilla doesn't really need the possession to score goals. He will come at you. We just saw it, obviously, with Shells there. He didn't have a great deal of possession. Definitely took a lot more chances and scored a lot more goals. So, focus face for Rocky today. The French contingent will certainly behind him. There's Gorilla, of course. We've seen the stern look on his face every time he plays. Very cool, calm customer. But I would say probably the favorite remaining in the tournament now. Obviously, he was a massive favorite going into Paris, carried that tag going into Madrid, and actually stood up to the tag this time, apart from obviously in the regional finals where he lost to Principe. This time around, he's turned up to win the big prize. Question is, can he get past Rocky? Will Rocky, who demolished Tass, I think it's safe to say yesterday, did let one slip eventually, but will he be able to keep on running into the divisional finals?
And when you say, you know, Gorilla probably the favorite here, I think Rocky's the favorite at this point.
Do?
I mean, honestly, in Paris, he didn't lose a lot. He didn't lose a hell of a lot, right? He lost to Tass. He's already shown that here that he can beat.
It was only Tass he lost to, yeah.
So the fact is, when we come back into this one, yes, Gorilla is a formidable opponent, but this game is going to tell us a hell of a lot as to how this whole day is going to go and who we can really call a favorite from this Xbox side.
Vieira for Rocky. Going to be playing in the red, of course, Gorilla in the light blue. Or aqua, whatever you'd prefer to call it. I don't know. I'm sure you could know the exact color coding. I don't know. Maybe we can figure one out there. But either way,
blue to me.
It's blue will do. Blue will do. Blue will do. All right now. So actually, Suarez immediately getting into Messi, and this is a counter-attack coming out from Gorilla. That's a good through ball for Messi. He's not going to be able to shrug off Rio Ferdinand quite so easily, or is he? He gets the shot away. It's a cross goal, but it just goes wide.
Early warning shot maybe here for Gorilla. Say, you play your game, I'll play mine. Let's see what works best. Gorilla just trying to get in there and stop that possession game of Rocky. If you can shut that down early, you can make headway. There's a lot of space on this top side. Walker going to be allowed to stretch his legs in the early stages. Modric just come over though. He's going to knock that one out for a throw-in. And it is Walker to take, who will feed it into the feet of Pele. Of course, Rocky playing with that core down the middle of legends. Here's Ronaldo into Suarez. Where's he going to go with it? Suarez having to slide there. Clearance wasn't quite on point, and they're still knocking it around in the box. Finally, they'll get it away, though. Scary moment there for Gorilla. And he's giving possession away once again. This time it's Jordi Alba down on the bottom side. Pogba gets a kind deflection, which will knock it right into the feet of Suarez. Finds Ronaldo.
Oh,
Pele
nice.
with the left boot will tuck it away. It's Rocky that takes the lead early stages of the game.
Great little through ball there. That's what set it up, and it made it easy for Pele in the end to just bury it home. Great through ball there. Little 1-2. Straight back. Ronaldo to Pele. The link-up of legends.
We talked about it just before. That middle core of the legends here. 13 minutes gone. Rocky picking up the lead. Has that shaken Gorilla? Said a cool, calm person. Doesn't show too much emotion. In fact, the most emotion you'll probably see from Gorilla is when he clenches his teeth.
Well, it's actually the most emotion you see is when he scores himself, and he's just more angry than happy. It's just, oh, hello, a foul given away in a tricky position. I don't think he will take it short. He's definitely going to try and set this one up, Rocky will.
Is he going to have a shot here? He's going to change the taker.
He's going to try and lay it off, isn't he?
Got the dream team stood on it.
Neymar.
Ronaldo.
Over. Ronaldo to Neymar to cut it back. Suarez in the box. Laid it back. That's 2-0. Perfect. He's exactly what he planned. Like the A-team, it just came together.
It all worked out perfectly for him, you know. You were wondering, is one of them going to hit it? In the end, it was Ronaldo who just laid it off for that little run for Neymar. Cuts it back in. Suarez will finish in a position where, honestly, Suarez doesn't usually miss from. And that already, not even 20 minutes gone of this first half. Rocky saying, okay, you had that one chance. I think we'll just keep it that way. Modric now, though, moving forward. There's a bit of space to Suarez with the left, and he buries it. A quick comeback goal here.
I didn't even get a chance to say this game is far from over, because Gorilla has the potential to score a lot of goals, and sure enough, an instant reply makes it 2-1. Suarez tucks it into the top corner for Gorilla. Just 21 minutes gone in this game. This could be a high scorer.
And you know, Rocky there, I think we saw a bit of shaking hands from him, in all honesty, after that one went in. Seemed surprised, but honestly, we shouldn't be surprised at this point. This is the kind of thing that Gorilla has done time and time again. But what could be the best way to counter it? So doing exactly the same down the other end of the park. Didn't get the chance, though, and now it's Gorilla looking to break again, looking for that equalizer. 3 goals already in 23 minutes. In definite contrast to the games that we've seen earlier on today. Gorilla is still behind. There's the ball finding the feet of Suarez. Little cheeky heel to Ronaldo. Messi coming forward as well. Ball going to be thrown over the top, nice. But Boateng will just nod it on back to the keeper.
Yeah, a little pass back. Knew what was coming. Very fluid stuff, though, from Gorilla there on the attack. Rocky read it well. Alba to Neymar for Rocky in the red. Look at how juddery that finger is on the right-hand side. Very shaky hands from Rocky. Tense stuff, and why not? This is for a top 3 finish already. Perhaps a top 2 in your own division, the Xbox, and 5 times out of 6, the Xbox has gone on to win in the grand finals with a lot at stake. Alba back to Neuer as Rocky keeps possession.
Tense stuff here. Neuer throws it out. Chance now for Rocky to build up. Suarez, there's a run for Ronaldo. Will get threaded through to him. Pele on that top side. What can he do from here? Tries to dance past Ferdinand, who slides, keeps it in. And I think it did go out there in the end for a corner as well. So Rocky can go again. Jordi Alba steps past one man, going to get the cross. De Gea will palm it away. Gorilla will be able to collect.
I think he got done by the AI keeping the ball in there, actually. I think he probably wanted it to go out, but it didn't work out that way. Now, counter-attack chance for Gorilla, but it didn't quite work out. And now it's coming straight back at him. Marcelo will win it this time, and Modric plays it forward, but it's still in his own half as Rocky continues to pen him in. Pele has been doing some serious work on this wing, hasn't he? But he's lost out this time. Suarez back to Marcelo. Overhead through ball, brilliant. Suarez to chase that one, and he will get it. Modric, sorry. Looking for Messi and Ronaldo in the box. Goes to Suarez. There he is, gets involved, but first touch let him down. A little heavy on the pass. And it's Rocky on the counter.
Plenty of space to run into. Vieira to get past, and Ronaldo says that's not a problem for me. Vieira then into Suarez. Oh, he turned Ramos there, but I think had brought it back a little bit. And yeah, exactly. Needed a touch and run on it. And now it's back over. 42 minutes gone, so we're close to half-time. Great time to score and level things up for Gorilla, but at the same time, it'd be a great time to score as well for Rocky. Put himself back 2 goals up. Neymar, Ronaldo tries to feed it through to Pele. Still got it. There is Pele, and he'll put it in exactly his offside. I got all excited there, but he was offside. Let off, really, for Gorilla.
A big let off, yeah. That was... I'd love to see a replay because that was very, very tight. And you know what? We will get to see a replay. We'll see it at half-time with Spencer, so keep your eye on that one. Messi trying to wriggle his way through. An equaliser here, not going to come for Gorilla. Half-time beckons. All the goals coming inside 21 minutes. But it's 2-1 as we approach half-time. And Gorilla is trailing. I think to be expected so far. I think I saw 66% possession for Rocky. These are the sort of stats we expect. Not a great little shots for Gorilla, though, in the first half.
Absolutely not. And, well, headset comes off for him.
Just 2 to 1. Yeah, 2 to 3 there, yeah.
2 shots, 1 on target, and 3 on the other side. So very, very close stuff still. But you have to say, with so little shots, still, it's 2-1. I mean, they're making them count, and that's what you expect at this level. You know, feeding those balls through. If there's a chance there, players like this will take those chances. Yeah, and if not, that's how you lose games.
And you think of that second goal, of course, it was from that great, nice little work, intricate free kick. Let's talk us through that one. Spencer is with you.
Just move this one, guys, and this looked like it was going to be the big box office game of this round. Obviously, Gorilla versus Rocky, and I have to say, it's lived up to the hype so far. 3 goals in that opening half, and I think we're going to see some more in the second half. But for now, let's review what we did see in that opening exchange. So, for me, it could have gone either way the first few minutes. It was all about who got that first goal. And here, we've got Rocky on the ball. Suarez is going to keep it. He manages to turn past his marker, find Ronaldo. That last pass to Pele was terrific, and right before that, actually, Gorilla went through on goal and missed it, and I think that was a big miss for Gorilla, because if he'd got that goal, he would have gone 1 up, and at this sort of level, the first goal can be key. And this quick free kick here, beautiful turn from Neymar. Some people would have shot with Neymar, probably in a finesse finish across the keeper, but instead he opted for the pass and got that second goal. You can see they're straight from kickoff after that goal. Gorilla knew he needed to get one back, and he did just that on the weak foot of Luis Suarez, making it 2-1 with a swift reply. If Gorilla hadn't have got that goal straight away, he might have started to doubt himself, and that doubt might have started to sink into his gameplay, and he might have got a 3rd or a 4th goal down, and he almost did here. Obviously that was offside, so it didn't count, but Rocky is making those chances, he's breaking those lines, but I think we could see him score some more goals. But one thing I will say about Gorilla, which always remains to be true, you never count him out. I've seen him come back from ridiculous scorelines in the past, but right now Rocky is on top, and recently we sat down with him to find out more about the Frenchman.
Alors pour mon style de jeu, c'est basé beaucoup sur la possession du ballon. Voilà, j'essaie de garder le ballon le mieux possible avec beaucoup de passes courtes. Et après, j'essaie de m'adapter aussi sur certains matchs où c'est plus compliqué. Et j'essaie de varier aussi pour surprendre l'adversaire. Mais la base de mon jeu, c'est vraiment la possession du ballon.
Well, Rocky loves possession football, and you can see that in this game today. He's bossing Gorilla for possession right now. Will he continue it in the second half, or are we going to see a Gorilla-style comeback? For now, we'll go back to the casters who will take us through all the action. Over to you, Joe and D-Man.
Thanks a lot, Spencer, and really anyone's game still, in my opinion, in this one. I mean, those 3 goals came within 25 minutes of this one. There's not been a lot of shots, but the shots that have been there, they've